so much for clicking on this video. And as you've seen by the title, this is my series number 3 episode on my weight loss journey, VSG style. So if you want to know more about my traumatic experience with VSG, keep on watching. So if I want to preface this video by, if you haven't seen my first 2 videos as to why I decided to do VSG, as to why I'm on this weight loss journey, make sure that you click the link up above and you'll see the first episode that I created. The second episode that I created was my post-op 1 week update, and I was kind of giving you a little insight as to how it was going then. I edited that video late, and it's kind of crazy that I saw the signs so early on in that first week, and I was just trying to be so optimistic that I didn't even know what was going to come ahead, and it's quite interesting. So if you want to see that video and how I explain to you how my pre-op diet went, my post-op for 1 week, make sure that you tune into that episode too, and that'll be linked up above in the cards. So let's get into it. Let's just jump right in the deep end with this update, this 1 month update. When I told you that it was hell in the first video, in my episode 2 video, that was not it. That was just the surface level. Okay, when I mean to tell you, it was rough. It's been rough. It's still going rough. Oh my goodness. So I want to just warn, trigger warning, this flash alert, that I'm going to be getting into it. I'm going to be raw. I'm going to be open. I'm going to tell you everything. So if you're skirmish, if you're not into those things, or that type of things trigger you, talking about blood and traumatic experiences, please know that I'm just sharing this as a raw experience so that someone could possibly be going, that it can touch someone can get some type of encouragement, because I was longing for this type of video for me. So like I said, this is a trigger warning. You've been warned. So directly after I made that video, I was on day 7, technically day 8, and that is when it was horrible. The pain that in my stomach and my incisions were still very sore on one side, the same side where my sutures were inside and on the outside. It was so painful that I literally had to hold my stomach on that one side to get up, to do anything, because I literally felt like my stomach or my insides are going to spill out. So I'm like, this is not normal. I kept going on with the diet. I never broke the diet. I was on full liquids, and I could not drink. I could not drink water. I could not drink protein shakes, protein water, popsicles, Jello. Everything was making me sick. And when I mean sick, I mean sick. So nausea to the point that if I moved, if I got up, I felt like I was going to throw up everything. It was the worst nausea I've ever experienced in my life. It wasn't just a little nausea where you can take. And like I said, I have a pretty high pain tolerance. And it was to the point where every day I was getting weaker and weaker and weaker. I kept trying to get the water down, but it was getting stuck. Everything was getting stuck. Water, everything, you name it. On top of this, with all the antibiotics that they were giving me in the hospital, I developed thrush, which you can kind of see a little bit of it when I was talking in my first video. And so that was affecting my taste as well. And I was put on yet again another medication, a mouthwash for the thrush, and that was disgusting. And so I was taking all these medications. I was getting sicker, 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 sicker. So the nausea, I'm sorry if I look down, I have some notes. The nausea was horrible. Starting from April 1st to April 4th, I went to the emergency room, I believe once or twice, because I did not have enough energy to do anything, to walk, to open my eyes, to do anything. And it was not like me. And I wasn't like that in the first week. So my husband was like, we need to figure out what's going on. I was going to the emergency room. I was getting fluids. They were sending me home. And I was letting them know that I had gastric bypass surgery, but they were sending me home. And so eventually, I believe I got hospitalized April 3rd. And they were like, we're going to keep you overnight because this is your second time and your electrolytes isn't getting any better. They gave me a banana bag. It's not getting any better. So they kept me overnight. They got me over to the bariatric team where my doctor and his physician assistant said, we're going to keep you for a couple of days, get you hyped up on your fluids. And so I was in the hospital, I believe, a total of 3 days. So over those 3 days, I just got fluids pumped into me. And I was, so I was feeling good. I was like, okay, now I hate hospitals. It's very traumatic for me. I have PTSD from hospitals if I have to stay overnight. Very traumatic for me. And I explain, the traumatic events that has happened that kind of spurred this, which is the cause of my hospital anxiety now. In my first video, so check it out. So, I was just ready to go. I wasn't feeling 100% of my body, and that one was on me. I felt good enough that I've been feeling in the coming days before that prior, but I knew in my heart that I was not feeling the best, that I shouldn't have left. But I was so, like I said, I have such high anxiety over hospitals that I was ready to just go. I was like, let's go. I'm feeling good. I'm out of here. So, that was going on. So they released me. We're like, make sure that you get your fluids in because you just came for dehydration. And yeah, pretty much it. That was the end of that. I came home on a Friday. I got discharged on a Friday. And immediately when I got home, I'm sorry, let me back up. They did treat me for nausea. They gave me another nausea medication other than Zofran. Because the Zofran I was taking at home was not helping. Nothing. Nope, wasn't helping. So they gave me another medication. I'll put it up on the screen because I don't remember the name. And that was working in the hospital, but it was only working through IV. So they sent me home with the extra nausea medication that they get prescribed to me other than the Zofran. And they said, take the Zofran or that and make sure that you drink your water, whatever. So I'm like, okay. So after I got discharged that Friday, over a course of not even probably 10 hours, I was feeling horrible. And in my mind, I'm like, uh-oh, why did you leave the hospital? Because I felt so bad, probably worse than I did when I first went and got admitted in the hospital. Because like I said, I went to the emergency room before I got hospitalized the first time, April 4th, 3 times. I was in the hospital 3 times in the emergency room. So by the 4th visit is when they admitted me. So I was like, okay, I have been throwing up. I threw up a little bit of blood. I kept throwing up everything. So that's why I got admitted the first time, like I said. So that Friday, I got released, went home. And like I said, I just was feeling horrible. So that night, I literally could not sleep because it felt like a balloon. I was so nauseous. I needed to throw up. I threw up. I just was so uncomfortable. I literally did not sleep. I tried the Zofran. I tried the other medication. I tried Tylenol. Everything was not working. And at 6 o'clock in the morning, I told my husband, I need to go to the hospital now. We went to the hospital and I got in the emergency room yet again, not even less than 24 hours later. My potassium was at a dangerous level, a very dangerous level. And they immediately said, we're keeping you overnight yet again. So by this time, the bariatric team realized that my surgeon and his team saw that I was back less than 24 hours from being released from the hospital. Looking at my levels, looking at everything, I really shouldn't have been let go. But that was me driving the force, and I will take that. At that point, the next thing was, because I was so nutritional deficient, that they needed to do something other than just give me IV fluids. I was losing all my electrolytes, all my vitamins. I couldn't keep anything down. So I got this bad boy. This is a PICC line. Yeah. So I got this PICC line inserted, and I'm on a TPN bag. And I've been on this TPN bag for about 3 weeks now. And it gives me all my electrolytes, all my vitamins, everything, because I was that deficient. It was really bad. And on top of that, I was still having so much throwing up. And at that point, they had, in the emergency room, they did the throat, the swallowing test, where you swallow that disgusting medicine, thick thing. I didn't even get it down. I threw it up. And from there, they said something. I didn't have an obstruction, but it was very tight and small in my esophagus area. So, and it was really slow to empty. So from there, they did a CT scan. They did a ultrasound. They did a MRI. They did a lot of things. And so I said, the next thing is, I want a GI. I want a camera to go down in my stomach to see what's going on, because I took all the medication that was prescribed. I did all of that, and nothing. I'm still throwing up. My stomach feels horrible. So I was hospitalized that Saturday morning. Like I said, so I spent whole day Saturday at the hospital. Saturday, Sunday. I had to wait until Monday to get the GI camera done. They did the GI. I was put to sleep for that. I was not even sedated. I was actually fully put under. Again, for the second time for me. Mind you, I'm very anxious. I'm very nervous. I'm crying. I'm breaking down. It's still Corona, so my husband is not allowed to spend the night with me. You can only have one visitor at the hospital, not like alternating to where my dad can come and then my mom can come one at a time. It's one person for the entire day. So it was horrible. It was horrible. It was mentally exhausting. It was just horrible. It was horrible. And so they did diagnose me with gastritis. And so I got on a treatment for that, and I also was upped on my dosage of Prilosec. They decided to up my dosage to 2 times a day rather than just 1 time a day. And I was, during this time, these 2 weeks that I was in and out the hospital, I was supposed to be on puree diets. But they kept me on a full liquid diet during these 2 weeks, because I couldn't keep anything down. And also with the TPN, they upped my calories. My TPN bag is 1,700 calories. So I'm not even losing weight. My body is just maintaining the weight that I had lost. So I'm just literally been in the stuck hole. The last time that you guys seen me on my episode 2, I had got down to 289 pounds. Currently, I'm 283 pounds. And this is after a month because I'm getting all my nutrition from this TPN bag. And the calories are so high that it's only used to maintain my weight, not to lose weight and not to gain weight. Scientifically, at 1,700 calories per my body height, my body weight, all those things. Sorry about the light changing because I'm using natural lights. I haven't even lost that much weight. So as of today, I'm 283 pounds. And so this is all going on in the hospital. I'm not losing weight. I can't even eat the puree diet. I have gastritis now. I have a PICC line in my arm. I'm like, okay, so I'll get this taken out in a couple of days. This is all happening on Monday. Whatever. So my doctor tells me, no, we want you to go home with the PICC line. And on top of that, I live in Minnesota, so the George Floyd case was going on. And the hospital that I was at was literally blocks away from where the actual situation happened. And they were trying to lock down the hospital because they didn't know how everything was going to happen. I was freaking out because I'm like, I'm stuck. I don't live in Minneapolis, so I live in the suburbs. So I'm like, I'm panicking. Like, what if there's uproar? What's going to, like, when I mean to tell you guys, this last month, well, now it's over a month when I'm filming this. It's a month and 2 weeks. Has been so difficult for me. I've cried so many times. I have regretted this surgery so many times over, 7 times over, just because of everything that I've experienced in 1 month. I'm drained. So they don't lock down the hospital. My husband gets to come. As we all know, justice was served in that case, so everything was fine. My doctors didn't really give me any answer as to when I was going home or anything, because I think they were just kind of at bay, honestly, that day. Wednesday comes and they said, okay, we're going to keep you for Wednesday and you're going to go home on Thursday. But you're going to go home on the TPN. And they also made me go home because they had to set up home care. So now we're in present day. So I have a nurse. I have a TPN bag that I have. I'll insert a picture of what it looks like. I have a TPN bag that I have to hook up every single night. It runs for 12 hours. Very stressful. This PICC line, if you're not even aware of what a PICC line is, a PICC line is a inserted IV that can draw blood, and it goes into your main arteries rather than the superficial ones that you can get on like your hand, your arm, or your neck. This is a deep artery, a big main artery that goes over to my heart. So it stops about right here. And it starts, like I said, I'm just gonna open it. It's right here is where it's inserted, and it goes all the way up and it stops about right here. It was a sterile procedure. It was pretty much like surgery. I have a home nurse that comes and changes my bandages. This situation in itself, like right here, these are bruises from the having so much of this sticky stuff on me. I can't shower like normally because I have this. It cannot get wet whatsoever. So I shower very weird because of that, and that's bruising from being my skin being broken out and raw because of all the adhesive glue from all the bandages and things of that nature. And it's just so much. And I'm just ready to feel normal. This experience was so traumatic for me. It was everything that I did not expect. My doctor told me the risk, and he was just like, oh, I have 1 or 2 patients each year who, for whatever reason gets really sick. They need to get an IV inserted. They need to get nutrients, whatever. But I wasn't on any medication other than my PCOS medication. I was borderline high blood pressure. I was borderline diabetes, but I didn't actually have them. So I was relatively healthy in the sense of medication wise, no hospital visits. And for me to turn around and get a surgery that I was thinking that was going to make my health great, I was going to have this great recovery, and to have the complete nightmare, the worst of the worst that you can possibly get with this surgery, I was in shock and I regretted the surgery majorly. I'm like, what was the point of the surgery? I'm not even losing weight because I can't, because I was losing weight too fast because I was throwing up everything. I can't eat. I was just so defeated. I felt so defeated. And I went online and I looked and I only saw a couple of videos where people was talking about these traumatic experiences, but it was nothing similar to mine. Theirs was like they had a leak, or most of it was a leak, but I didn't have a leak. And it was just really discouraging because I see all these good videos, which is awesome. But I think for those unfortunate people, for whatever reason, our bodies are just fighting us with doing this and are not allowing us to heal as we properly should. I want to have a video for those people because I did not get that. I was so defeated. I searched on blogs. I searched on support groups looking, and I saw it on support groups, but I didn't see a video. And so I told myself, when I feel well enough to film a video, I'm going to film a video experiencing and documenting my journey, because that is what I wanted to do. I wish I could have been updating you guys weekly like I intended to, but obviously with everything that I had going on, that was just not feasible. So where am I today? How am I feeling today? So yesterday, I did eat some chicken from Chipotle, kids meal, and it was just regular chicken with some pinto beans. And I end up, trigger warning, TMI warning, I end up, it was spicy, so I stopped eating it. And then I end up, passing a bowel movement, and a lot of blood happened and came out, and I had to go to the emergency room, again. Thank goodness, I think it was just a hemorrhoid, because I have pretty frequent bowel movements, and I don't typically have to take any type of stool softener or Fiber One to regulate me. I'm pretty regular. But I think it was spicy and it irritated my stomach, and I'm on blood thinners because of this. So the blood just looked like a lot, but I'm okay. Nothing's wrong. I got checked out. I'm all good. Other than that, I feel great. My stomach hurts just a little bit it's like a small amount of nausea, but it's not something where I need to take medication for, or it's hindering my day, or it's hindering my ability to do things or exercise, get outside. I can't exercise fully. I can do light things, but nothing with arms because of this. So I'm expected to get this taken out very soon. And when I do, I will update you guys on getting that taken out. And I'll go a little bit more in detail about my PICC line journey and just that whole story if you guys want to. I also want to talk about viewer topics as well. So if you have any topics that you want me to touch on, make sure that you comment down below. I really want to comment with you guys and talk with you guys, because like I said, I want to build this as a community. And I'm going to just leave you guys with this. If anyone judges you on VSG surgery and say that you took the easy way out, direct them to this video so they can see, oh, it's not easy. It's not. Having your stomach the size of this and then having acid shoot up out of your esophagus and you're throwing up acid and blood. or because you have gastritis now, or the feeling of water just getting stuck and not being able to chug it. I mean, we go through so much. So the weight that we do lose, we've earned it. And I just want to part that with you all. Even if you're not even had the surgery, if you're thinking about it, if you're just interested, or if you're just interested in weight loss, we have all deserve to be honored and to not be shamed for taking taking better care of our health, regardless of how we got there, the method behind the madness. It doesn't matter. We all are part of this community. We all are trying to help each other grow and live a healthy, long, successful life. So I just wanted to part that with you guys. Like I said, I will get back on my regular schedule, which is going to be Mondays and Fridays. I'm going to drop new videos for you guys, and let me know if you guys want to see what I eat in a day. Since I am able to eat now, I'm eating very, very small meals because I have to keep my calories down because of the TPN. But still, let me know if you guys have any suggestions or any video ideas that I can possibly do, other than just the ones that I want to film, because I want to serve you guys in that way as well. But yeah, that's all that I got for today. Like I said, make sure that you share this video with anyone that you know. If you have a family member or a friend who's thinking about it, getting VSG, or you're going through VSG recovery, share the video, like, comment, and subscribe so that we can become a family, a community of strong women. And until next time, bye guys.